Ned is dead and his head is lifted. Yoren holds Arya and takes her with himself. Sansa faints. Yoren cuts off her hair so that people will think she's a boy. Bronn sees the same dream yet again with the three-eyed raven. He then tells the wildling girl that the raven told him to follow him into the crypt where his father was. He shows her the place where he saw Ned, but then suddenly a wolf jumps at them. It's Rickon. He also says that he saw Ned there in his dream last night. The maester then tells Bran the news about his father. Catelyn walks out of camp towards the woods and cries. She then sees Robb striking his sword against a tree out of anger. She embraces him and he says that he'll kill them all, but he's told that they have to get back his sisters. Joffrey judges a guy for singing an amusing song about the death of Robert at taverns. He decides to cut off his tongue. The man screams in agony. Joffrey forces Sansa to look at her father's head on a spike. Her mate also got beheaded. He tells her that he'll also do it to her brother and commands Sir Meryn to strike her. The Hound tells her to save herself some pain by obeying Joffrey. As the men discuss whether Renly or Stannis should become the next king, Greyjohn says that he only accepts Robb and calls him the King of the North, and so does everyone else, and they shout it. Catelyn visits Jaime and says that she'll send his head to Cersei, but he's not afraid of death. He then tells her that he pushed Bran out of the window and doesn't answer why. The Lannisters hear that Jaime is captive. Tyrion blames Joffrey. Tywin agrees that Joffrey shouldn't have killed Ned. He wants Tyrion to serve as the hand of the king in his stead, but he does not allow him to take shade with him. When Daenerys wakes up, she's told that her boy did not live. The witch says that the child was born dead and heavily deformed. She offered a human life. We see that the Dothrakis have left and Khal Drogo is alive, yet in a vegetative state. When Dany blames the witch, she says that her boy would have been tyrannical anyway and says that the Dothrakis did the harm to her already before she arrived. Jon is leaving the Night's Watch, but Sam's afraid that he'll be killed for deserting. But Jon then leaves. In the woods, the guys are chasing Jon. When Sam falls off, he returns. The guys remind him that he took a vow and then read it to him again. He then somehow changes his mind. Daenerys tries to talk to Khal Drogo, but there's no response. After laying with him for a while, she decides to put a pillow over his face and takes his life. Yoren tells Arya that from now on she's Arry the orphan boy. They're going towards the Night's Watch and she should hide her identity and gender. We see 3 prisoners in the cart and 2 boys then bully Arya and want her sword. She then points the sword at him and threatens to kill the boy. Gendry then forces them also away, and he is also going to the wall. The Lord Commander knew that Jon tried to flee. He says that he can't bring back his father, and there are strange things with the wildlings going on and blue-eyed corpses have been found. The state beyond the wall is more important than the Iron Throne. He will depart with Jon and other men and go beyond the wall to find out what happened to their men and Benjen Stark. Khal Drogo's on a pyre and the dragon eggs are put next to him. Khaleesi then says that anyone who wants to leave is free and those who stay will be brothers and sisters. The witch is then tied up on the pyre. The witch claims she won't scream. The fire is then lighted and the woman begins to sing but then lets out screams. Khaleesi enters the fire. The following day, as everyone wakes up, we see that everything has turned to ash, but Daenerys is unharmed. She's surrounded by dragons. Jorah kneels, and so does everyone else.